During our Farm Basics time today, we're going to talk about burning ditches and burning out in fields.
Well, the burning out in fields, hopefully it's after the crop is off, Brian, not one of those pictures that you see of a combine fire that spread through the field. But what we're talking about here with burning in the field is sometimes farmers have got just a heavy amount of residue. Oftentimes, like on our farm, if we've ever run into this, there was a flood and it washed all the corn stalks in a field over to one pile at the end of the field, and we had to burn that to get rid of them and clear up that problem.
Okay, the reason why we don't like burning out in fields, though, is because you lose most of your nitrogen and sulfur, and you lose roughly, we'll call it a third of your phosphorus and potassium. So the point is, as farmers, we lose fertility dollars, and fertilizer is really, 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 really expensive this fall. So I don't want to burn any fertilizer up, and that's the number one reason I don't want to burn. Now, I totally get it if a farmer wants to get rid of that residue, but like on our farm, what we'll do a lot of times if we have to get rid of residue is we'll just till it into the ground rather than burn it. That way we save the nutrients.
All right, so where we do see burning, though, fairly commonly is in roadside ditches. And you may wonder, well, why are you burning the ditches? And this is something that isn't done really everywhere. We've traveled quite a few places around the world, but we do see it in the north, where places get really cold and get a lot of snow. In our local geography, farmers are concerned about the snow catching in the ditches and then piling up really deep over the roads and creating problems in the winter.
The other reason why ditches often get burned is, let's say there was a bunch of residue that blew into the ditch. Now it's covering the grass, and you just want that grass to get a fresh start. The interesting thing to me is how you can burn all that stuff off in the fall, and in the spring that grass comes back nice and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, it does. If there's a lot of junk out in the ditch, and by junk I mean residue like dead grass that's out there, or weeds that you've killed off, that kind of thing.
Or trees or anything.
Yeah, it is really nice to get a clean start out in those ditches, and again, it allows that winter snow to just blow through the ditch, blow past the road, and end up out in a field or a tree belt where it belongs.
So the key things here that we're talking about whenever it's burning, whether it's ditches or out in fields, is farmers are looking for days that are calm in terms of wind, and then they're typically standing by with tillage equipment, because what'll happen is, if let's say that fire starts to get a little out of control, the farmer can just till the ground black, so then that basically becomes a fire barrier and stops the fire in its tracks.
One other thing we should mention, if you are going to do a controlled burn, make sure you notify the local fire department and let them know, hey, I'm going to be burning out here, so they don't get a call from somebody that sees the smoke or sees the flames and doesn't think somebody's out there. That can happen. It definitely happens in small areas, which is great that people are looking out for each other, but if you're going to burn, let the proper authorities know.
Well, one of the things you may control by burning is our Weed of the Week, but we'll tell you a better method to control it coming up later in the show.